Junior Cycle High Level 2014 Sample Paper 2 Question 5. This is a statistics question, and you're given some data that they've been given regarding how long people spend on social network sites each week. And the first thing we're asked to do is read off values off of this histogram to put into the table. That should be a reasonably straightforward process. You're just looking at the frequencies, the vertical height of each of the bars. So be aware of the scale. Each of unit is worth 2 students, so you just need to read off values very carefully to get the different heights. And part 2, you're asked, what is the modal interval? Well, when they talk about intervals, they're talking about these sections here, 0 up to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. These are the class intervals, and they're asked which is the modal interval. So when they use modal as an adjective like that, what they're simply saying is which one is the mode, which one has the highest frequency. When you've got a visual representation, it's which one has the highest bar, and you can see here the highest bar is 2 to 4. So let's put that in. And next we're asked to work out the mean for a set of data by taking the mid-interval values. Okay, so the mid-interval values, which is halfway in between the boundaries of each class interval. So this is reasonably straightforward because halfway between 0 and 2 is 1, halfway between 2 and 4 is 3, and then 5, 7, 9, 11, halfway between 12 and 14 is 13, and 15, 17, 19, 21. They're what we call the mid-interval values because it's halfway in between the two boundaries of each of the intervals. And to work out the mean for a set of data, what we need to do is we need to multiply each mid-interval value by the frequency. So 1 times 11, 3 times 31, 5 times 18, 7 times 13, 9 times 11, and so on and so on. Now, they're not giving me much space to be able to do all of this, so I'm afraid I'm going to just write down the key information. So 1 times 11 is 11, 3 times 31 is 93, 5 times 18 is 90, 7 times 13 is 91, 9 times 11 is 99, 11 times 3 is 33, 13 times by 1, 15 times by 1, 17 times by 6, 102, 19 times by 1, and 21 times by 4. So that as a total sum gives us, and I have a total of 650. And what I wanted to do is take my sum and divide it by the number of values. Well, it says right at the beginning of the question, it says that the histogram below illustrates the answers given by 100 students. So there's 100 values, and in fairness now, if you wanted to, you could add up each of these frequencies, and you should find you get 100. Anyway, so the mean average is therefore going to be 6.5, and put the units hours. Moving on to part 4, you're told about someone else who also wanted to do some sort of survey. He asked the same question, but he carries it out with 20 first-year boys straight after the midterm break. And we're asked for 2 reasons why these results might not be as representative as the survey originally done and represented by the histogram. Well, the key things I can see here is, firstly, you're only asking 20 students. Okay, so because there's only 20 students, this is not as representative a sample as the 100 students. Since the 20 is far less than the 100, we're suggesting that this sample would be potentially less representative and more open to greater experimental fluctuations. The second issue is we're asking straight after the midterm break. So if you're asking how much social networking they do each week, well, since the previous week was a slightly abnormal week in the sense that they were not at school, greater access to technology, greater access without rules to the social media sort of networking sites, we can say that last week would have been unusual and unrepresentative of the usual sort of most weeks in the year. So it's unrepresentative, therefore we're going to get skewed data or biased data.